Here, and it's time again for Tea and Tutus. Make sure to hit those like and subscribe buttons. Welcome back. It's another fabulous Tuesday. I realize I'm not exactly wearing a tutu this week, even though it is Tea and Tutus. I am still working on that whole wish list thing, tutu list. Gotta get a bunch of different... I'll rotate through them. I will work on that for next week, I promise. But no tutu this week. I do at least have the tea, which is the most important part here. So, with that being said, this week I'll be chatting mostly about NostalgiaCon that I went to this past weekend, and some other upcoming things, plans potentially for cons, cosplays, but just jump right into it. So NostalgiaCon, if you don't know what it is or haven't heard of it, is a convention focused primarily on media and fandoms from the late 90s and early 2000s, so giving that feeling of being nostalgic. It definitely has a lot of different areas of fandoms, from cartoons and anime to celebrities, from like shows like Degrassi and One Tree Hill and stuff like that. Chad Michael Murray was there this weekend, I believe. I didn't actually see him physically, I just saw his table, his booth. But that was really cool. I also got to see Patrick Warburton, who is the voice of Kronk in Emperor's New Groove. Very fantastic lineup of people. I was able to do a photo op thanks to my mom, and that was with the wonderful Jerry Trainer, who is Crazy Steve in Drake and Josh, and Spencer in iCarly. I grew up mostly with him as Crazy Steve, and I went as Harley Quinn, my new version that I just did, and Harley Quinn and Crazy Steve would 100% be friends. So he, when I went up for the photo op, he loved the outfit and agreed at my funny remark and joked and said, "All right, yep, let's go, let's leave." So he was really sweet. That was really fun. And then the Ned's Declassified crew were there again. Devin, Daniel, and Lindsay. I've seen them quite a few times now at different conventions all around, so that's been really cool to see them more than once between here and Colorado and other places that I've seen them at. It's really cool that they remember me and recognize me. I know that they see tons of people at each show, more than, I mean, they see over thousands and thousands of people at each of their shows, so it's really special when somebody can remember you and you're able to have that a bit of familiarity. In fact, Daniel, who's Cookie in Ned's Declassified, when he recognized me, grabbed me over to start chatting already, but there was already somebody in his line for his table, and I had to tell him, "Let me get in line so I can talk to you properly and do this the right way, because it's good that you remembered me, but there's still rules. We're still at a convention, and I want to be sure to be courteous to anyone else, especially who has like paid for an autograph or a selfie or anything with them, because those things take priority." Hello, Aria. Another really cool thing that happened was I met Mindy Sterling, who I grew up with her from Austin Powers. She's Frau. But surprisingly, she is also Lin Beifong in The Legend of Korra. So that was really cool to find out. That's one of my favorite things about going to these conventions and seeing the celebrities and voice actors, because sometimes you really don't realize how many things they've been in, or you don't realize that they're the voice of a character that you've grown up with and loved. And it's just really cool to see that and make those connections, and then have that realization and get to talk about more things with them besides just the one thing or the one fandom or show or movie you thought they were only from. So that was really cool to talk with her and meet her. Walked around a bit, saw some really cool merch. Didn't really buy anything, but I was okay. I was just there to hang out, bring the new cosplay around. And it was a really good weekend. I love NostalgiaCon. They actually have 2 shows for Houston. They have one in April and one in October. So I went to the one last year in October, and that's how I met the voice actor for Jinbei from One Piece. Speaking of One Piece, I'm very close to meeting all 10 Straw Hats. for their voice actors. I have 2 left, and that is Brina, I don't remember her last name, I feel bad, but Brina and Patrick, Frankie and Chopper are the last 2 that I have to meet, and they're a bit more on the difficult end to catch at a convention. At least Brina is, just because she's in the Dallas area, which is a bit further for me. And then Patrick doesn't do a lot of traveling around. He's, I guess, more on the West Coast and lives in California, so that would mean, again, more travel, which I'm trying to keep to a minimum for right now, except for like the big major cons that I always go to. That still being Colorado Springs Comic Con, potentially Nakama-Con this year in October, and then I don't actually know if I'm going to Holiday Mitsuri or not this year. I know that it's something that I plan every year, but I would like to potentially check out other holiday themed conventions that aren't as, it's big. Hallmat is a really, really big convention. It just keeps getting bigger and bigger over the years, and it has changed since the first couple years I've been. So I don't know if I'm doing Holiday Mitsuri this year in December, but NostalgiaCon was fun. I'm applying as a guest for an upcoming convention here in Texas called StarCon that's going to be around the Coastal Bend area. So again, a bit of a drive, a bit further from me, but still very exciting to look into those smaller and newer conventions as opportunities to learn more about being a cosplay guest, since I've only had the one other opportunity with KomariCon. Same thing with cosplans. I know that my Harley Quinn cosplay was kind of a surprise, even though she wasn't the plan, but I was able to make her with stuff I already had, thankfully. Like the hat I made with everything that I had here, with fabric that was already here in cardboard, so that was really cool. I still would like to try and make Kaylee from Quest for Camelot, and if I can make it happen, I do have an idea for a Regency themed cosplay because of the whole Bridgerton craze in season 4 that dropped earlier this year, but I don't know if I want to make that happen and pull it off, because trying to find a good wig and a good way to style it for those hairstyles is very difficult. Especially when you just look up Regency era hairstyles, it kind of comes up with a lot of different things. So I don't know if I will make that one happen, but so far just the one cosplay, and still trying to work out how to use, or how to figure out how to make her tunic. Still looking into the sewing classes. I know I keep mentioning all that in previous episodes, but I need to take a Know Your Machine class first before I can take a Sewing 101 class, because I don't know anything about the machine. I have never used a sewing machine before. But still definitely willing to try. Other than that, not too much going on. I'm going to try and have as a guest, possibly next week, my sister-in-law. She is an artist and does a lot of clay work, like more so than I do. Like this girl can sculpt. And she makes some really cool things, and she paints, and she makes clothes and hats, and she actually made my Hello Kitty hat that I'm wearing right now. So I will hopefully have her on for next week and like an in-person thing, and hopefully a few more things for the setup as well. I love this teapot. I still have not decided on what to paint on it yet. I'm probably going to do the logo for Tutus, but I don't want to mess up the lettering, so I might get a stencil. I don't know. We'll see. But it looks, I thought it went really well with my Soot Sprite cup here from Studio Ghibli. So that's all that is for this week. I know I'm kind of trying to not cut it too short at the 9-minute mark here. That's about it. Yeah, NostalgiaCon was great. I had a fantastic time. If you want to see the Harley Quinn photo, I got one photo while I was at the con. I'm still bad at remembering to get photos. And then I will post my photo op with Jerry Trainer. So that's it for today, this week. Hopefully next week I'll have my guest on in person. I will also be looking into having guests on again for some live videos in Discord that I'm in as well. So yeah, that's it. Not much going on around here. And that wraps it up. Tune in next week, and hope everyone has a great day.